Hello everyone, my name is Yajat Goswami and today we will be learning a very simple yet vital concept of primary key. It is very useful for the people who are dealing with relational database management system who write SQL queries. Let's have a quick look into what it is. So we all have been to banks, right? Let's start with the bank. And we have seen that by just giving the account number, the person sitting over there is able to fetch all the information about us, be it our name, date of birth, our address, all the account details, right? Similarly, when we go to the retail store, we are the regular customer, there is a customer ID generated for us. And whenever our bill is there, just on the base by the basis of that customer ID, the person over there is able to fetch the past information about us, right? So bank account number in cases of bank, customer IDs in the case of retail shops, roll numbers in the cases of schools, right? We all remember how we used to check our online results during the school days and even the college days and all competitive exams which happens, right? There is a unique roll number which is given to us and we can check our results. So all these are examples of a primary key. Now let's look at the definition of primary key. It says minimal subset of columns that is required to uniquely identify each and every row in a table. So in case of roll numbers of many students, there will be lakhs and lakhs of rows, right? And we are required to uniquely identify each and every row, right? Because each student will have unique scorecards. So minimal subset of columns, it means that we can require more than one columns as well to uniquely identify each row in the entire table. There are two conditions as well for a column to become a primary key. They are that each entry in that column should be unique, first condition. Second condition is that there should not be a single null value. Alright. Now let's quickly have a look at the example. So this is a student table, right? This is a dummy student table with 5 rows. We can see that first name and last name, that is Rohan Singh. So names can repeat, as we can see over there, highlighted by yellow color. Even date of birth column, we can see that date of births can repeat, as we can see in case of second and fifth row. Telephone numbers can also repeat. Suppose the students are siblings, right? So their telephone numbers can repeat. And of course, the address can also repeat from where they belong. So now we know that first name cannot be the primary key because all the entries are not unique. Similarly, last name, similarly date of birth, telephone number and address. None of these columns fulfill the criteria to become a primary key, but student ID can. Hence, over here, student ID becomes the primary key. But suppose there is a condition when none of the single column is unique in entire way. As we can see over here, company ID, this is an employee table, and we can see over here the company ID, the companies are repeating, right? The company IDs are repeating. Similarly, employee IDs, over here also we can see 11 in 11, they are repeating. And similarly, many IDs are repeating. Names we just saw above in the student tables as well. Names can definitely repeat. Date of births again, not an exception. They can repeat as well. Address we can see right over here that they do repeat. So in such cases, when there is not even a single column where all the entries are unique, we switch to composite primary key. That is, we will be combining two columns to make a primary key. Now look at this closely. Each company will have a unique employee ID. There cannot be a case in a company where two employees will have the same ID, right? We are definitely sure about that in TMC only one employee will be there with employee ID 11. There won't be another person with same employee ID. Hence the combination of TMC and 11 is unique. Combination of TCS and 44 is unique. Hence company ID and employee ID together will make the composite primary key, which will help us to identify each and every row in this table uniquely. Now let's have a quick look at what composite primary key is. It uses more than one column, we just saw it, and the columns can be of different data types as well. As we saw over here that a company ID is a text column, whereas employee ID is a numeric column. So data types of both the columns are not same, and that is admittable. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video and stay tuned for more content.